Hello there and welcome back to episode 12 of Nitro Nights. If you're new to the show, this is the show that gives you all of your esports racing needs. And the best thing about it, we bring you 3 episodes a week. One on a Monday, one on a Wednesday, and one on a Friday. And this is even better. There's a brand new guest on every single show, talking about all of the esports racing needs and things that are going on in the scene right now. And today is no different. We are joined by esports web, TV, and event host m3lly. She'll be joining us to talk about her sim racing experiences. Plus, she'll also be helping everybody with their hosting techniques. So I've got my notebook at the ready for that. So that's on the way. Plus, we'll also have the usual Newsflash and we'll have the quick fire questions. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and follow us on Twitter for all of the latest. I just wouldn't want you to miss any of the great stuff. So let's kickstart then with the Newsflash, and we head over to see about Lando Norris's debut in the Automation IndyCar Challenge. Well, he was driving for the Arrow McLaren SP at COTA, the Circuit of the Americas. It was a 33 car field, and from pole position, he was able to finish 1.445 seconds over his teammate Pato O'Ward. That was for the win, but it was far from easy, as you can see here.
Ready to go at Circuit of the Americas. Just one IndyCar race in the books for real. Now this, of course, in the iRacing and virtual world. Norris is going to take the front very clearly and get a really good start. Felix Rosenqvist into third ahead of Scott McLaughlin. It's Norris up the hill for the first time here at Circuit of the Americas. Askew on the inside. Kyle Kaiser is in there as well.
Oh, spins it going in.
Santino Ferrucci on the inside in the yellow car, down into turn 12, good move. And now Nasa comes back.
The Pruitt fade and the over-under, we got an off-track excursion right there. Whoa, he's got a spin, so that's really gonna hurt him.
He's gone around, exiting turn 20, right on the front straight before the finish line.
He's out of the pits, and then you start, he touched the curb. And this is that S's section, it gets quicker and quicker.
And McLaughlin just luckily can take the escape run wide.
Whoa! Rosenqvist, the leader crashes and pushes Lando Norris a little wide. Norris will take the race lead back. How about that? A win is a win is a win. Lando Norris for Arrow McLaren SP wins at Circuit of the Americas. Phenomenal performance, great comeback, and his teammate Pato O'Ward makes it an Arrow McLaren SP 1-2. Well done.
Phenomenal race indeed from Lando. At one point he said, I didn't think I was going to get back to the lead, so I was kind of gutted. And then he got the good old call from the engineer on the team radio to tell him to keep pushing, and he did. So listen, congratulations to Lando Norris on his debut. Will he be back though for the next one? It's taking part in July the 4th. That's going to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So watch this space. Moving on in the Newsflash, let's have a look at the Challenge Williams. Now, this is replacing the virtual Grand Prix from F1. George Russell stepped up, and so did Nicholas Latifi. The whole idea of the show is to basically get the F1 drivers to be put them through their paces and score as many points as they possibly can. This happened in the Gfinity Arena. I know this because I was there hosting alongside Jack Nichols. Now, it's all about scoring the points. The first challenge was against Williams drivers taking on each other, and then the second one was a historic race. It was actually called Poulter's Revenge, a grid with a lineup of Thibaut Courtois, Bitker Visser, Ben Daly, Arava. And listen, it's all about scoring those points at Silverstone. There was a beautiful overtake from Russell, as you can see right here.
That's ambitious, but I think he might pull that off. Nicely done from Latifi. Russell could be there to take them both. Oh! What a move from George Russell. Up into second place, gets a point for overtaking his teammate.
Got an opportunity here. See ya. See you later, boys.
There you go. See you later, boys, as George Russell exclaims there. So actually in that race, Nicholas Latifi managed to pick up 3 points in there, and George Russell scored 1. So it was all down to the last challenge. Now, this was against fans and drivers from the whole world taking these guys on, and it was voted for that we would go to a wet Spa. Horrendous conditions, and the frustrations got the better of Russell. As you will see right here, he went for a lunge on Latifi and made sure his teammate didn't get a podium finish. Have a look at this.
And Latifi is going to hold on. He's going to finish ahead of Russell, and it looks as though he's... Oh, Russell! No! He's been given another time penalty for corner cutting on the final lap. He's absolutely rammed Latifi and finished in 4th place, but that has then dropped him down the order because of a penalty.
Sorry, Nicky. Go on. Nicky, go on, Nicky.
You've been awarded a time
Sorry.
penalty for that last incident.
Oh, no.
So there you go. All in the name of fun and entertainment. Currently in the leaderboard, Lando Norris, that guy again, good old Lando, is currently top of the challenge shows. We move on to Le Mans last qualification. This is the Le Mans Esports Series Pro Team, and this happened again at Spa. The winner was going to get $10,000. The top 6 teams head on to the Esports Super Final, where $100,000 is up for grabs in September, taking place on the Forza Motorsport 7. And I have to say, well done to Red Bull Racing Team, who were the eventual winners in the team's qualification series. Red Bull led Lazarus by 10 points heading into round 5. The first one was run by Lazarus. Newman driving there gave them some points, but Robin Bitka, as we can see here, took over the Red Bull for the reverse championship order 25-lap endurance race. He started in 14th place and was the eventual winner. So congratulations to them. We move on to the 24-hour iRacing in Nürburgring. Now, this, if you love your sim racing, 24 hours of it, several hundred teams, and more than 1,000 participants powered by VCO on the GT3s. Now, Lauren Heinrich crossing the line for the BS competition. She had a 27-second lead, and that was over Marla Racing Team in second, Dominic Steib, and the driver for BS competition finished in third. That was Bruno Spengler, driving their way over 5 minutes behind the eventual winner, which is Lauren Heinrich. So there you go. If you have a spare 24 hours, I strongly recommend you go back and watch it. Brilliant. Absolutely beautiful visual moments in that. And finally, DTM goes virtual, the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters. As you'll see here, DTM's Esports is a classic challenge, lets you compete against real DTM drivers in a legendary cars and at classic tracks. So if you're a fan, what are you waiting for? Right then, that concludes the Newsflash for today. Stay tuned to watch the interview with m3lly. All right, then. I am so excited to welcome her to the show. Of course, Melek Balgün, a.k.a. m3lly. Welcome to Nitro Nights. I have to say, I am loving your setup at the moment. You look like you're about to go stream.
Absolutely. That's what I do these days because, I mean, I mostly work events and, of course, studio productions, both at a time not happening. So I spend a lot of time at home, as we all should do, playing video games and streaming and just like enjoying myself, doing all the things that I never had time for. And I just see it as like kind of a vacation at home, you know? I barely get to spend time at home because I'm on the road so much.
Well, of course, and I think a brilliant guest to have on a show. It's not just web, it's TV, esports, it's event host. It seems like it's always on the go for you. What's it kind of like being so in demand and also so busy all the time?
I'm just loving it. It's such an honor to be working on so many projects with so many games and so many amazing people, especially in our industry. And I mean, I used to be a player myself, like a pro player from the early days, back in the day when being a pro player not even slightly was the same as it is today. And I was one of the first contracted female players in Germany for Counter-Strike 1.6, and still be able to be working with computer games is just an honor. Just an honor. I feel honored.
I mean, some people are still discussing whether the 1.6 Counter-Strike is dead or not, but some people are still playing it. So
it keeps on living in our hearts, you know.
And it's fantastic. Is Counter-Strike, but obviously I know that moving on to sim racing as well. You were just mentioned there wasn't much of a scene back then. What differences have you noticed?
I got to work with sim racing quite a few times last year, and it was just amazing entering a new community, a new branch of our lovely industry. And I felt so welcomed from the first second I stepped foot into sim racing production. Like, the players are awesome, the staff is awesome, the casters, everyone welcomed me, because to be honest, I had no idea of sim racing before I started working with sim racing. I knew that there is competitive racing games going on, and of course, sim racing is not playing a game. It's not a game. It's a simulation. I've learned that, and it's just amazing. And seeing it grow even during the last year was just crazy. Like, the venues are getting bigger, the spotlights on the productions, on the cups, on the leagues are getting bigger and bigger. The community is growing, and it's still so nice and happy, and everyone is just happy to being a part of it. And that's how it should be, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, indeed. It's infectious. If people seem like they're having fun and they're part of something, you want to be part of it. Whereas some, I guess, esports leagues or teams or areas, toxic's the wrong word to use, but it can be...
Let's say the entry barrier is a bit higher than, for example, in sim racing. Like, people can follow sim racing from the very first second, which makes it, obviously, as you already said, super friendly for beginners or people that are curious about the meta but haven't had touched the topic before, because they can just like jump straight in and follow it, and they do understand everything about it, because it's like the real deal on TV, like the traditional sports, the traditional motorsports as well. And that also makes the community much more open and friendly, because they're used to having new people wander into their like area and take part in it. And as you already said, it's not common with every game out there.
Okay, I guess really, Melly, it's about accessibility. You know, people are able to get into it because as you say, it's so familiar to what they already know. How have you found it as a host? Have you been accepted by that community?
Yes, they never doubted my position. I opened the show and everyone was fine with my role. And I mean, I never made a mystery about my knowledge of sim racing. Of course, I was playing with open cards. I told them I'm not a sim racer myself. I love seeing people race. I love cars. I love motorsports, but that's about it. That's like my whole experience with the topic motorsports. And they were so welcoming. They were helping me out, like all the casters and all the stuff that were working on the productions. Everyone helped me out. Everyone gave me pointers, regarding my talking points or what to focus on. And I felt so welcome and so like also appreciated, like in my position, which is super nice because it's not always that easy with every game out there. So sometimes I step into a new scene and people are like, what is that girl doing there? What did she do to hold the microphone? Huh? What did she do? Why is she there?
Yeah.
It's like, but guys, I need to use to me. I used to play games myself. I'm still playing, so I'm one of you. What's the deal?
Yeah.
But that was never an issue.
Do you feel like you have to carry that and sort of go, hey, do you want this? I was competing in this. I was at the World Cup. Do you feel like you have to do that still to this day?
Sometimes people make me feel like I have to explain to them why I'm doing my job, but I stopped doing that because there is no needed explanation, to be honest, because I mean, I've been around for 18 years in esports. I know my way around pretty much every esports discipline out there, and I've worked with every game out there. I've hosted stages big and small, from audiences to 20,000 people in front of me. I had the honor of opening up Gamescom in 2019, at least on a national level. And I mean, I don't flex with my achievements. I let my work speak for myself, because the second they see me working, they go quiet because they knew they realized that I know what I'm doing, and that's like the best. I love that.
We always say the expression over here, like the proof is in the pudding. When you're there, you're doing your job, people go, oh yeah, but the moment you start talking about doing the job, they'll critique you or say you can't do it based on nothing, but
Yeah.
you see them do the job, then that's it. I think that's great, and I'm really glad that the sim racing community have taken you on board. And there's a lot of things that resonate with me there when I wasn't from a sim racing background to then be there, but saying, I love this sport. I love watching it go down. Those races, how enthralling they are. People then go, oh, you're part of the club then. Come on board.
Exactly. And it's so nice, so open, so welcoming. And as we already talked about, it's not like that with every game. So there are communities that are a lot harder, and like I'm yeah, let's not get it too deep into that because that's not a happy topic. But as you already said, I don't fight those people. Like, if you don't like me, if you don't like my work, that's fine by me. There are plenty of other people that enjoy what I'm doing, the entertainment I'm trying to bring to the table, and that's enough. Like, I stopped focusing on single negative voices out there, because otherwise that it would ruin like the whole experience. And I rather focus more on the positive side of things, because I already learned I also learned that people like complaining, and they like complaining much more than like giving positive feedback. So for every flamer or troll out there, you have like thousands and tens of thousands people that actually enjoy what you're doing, and you have to keep that in mind. You have to just like you don't have to lose it out of your sight. That's how I try to deal with that.
Especially on Twitter or Instagram and those things. And I imagine that the drivers, the sim racing drivers out there, will probably get a negative criticism after a race and how you deal with that. But the people that thought you did really well didn't comment. That's the thing, and you never know. So you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, because the human is built that way. Like, if everything is fine, why sit down and write a positive note or a comment or a message or a tweet? That's like, because the person says, well, it's like it's supposed to be like that. Why should I like point it out that I liked it? Because they're there to make me like it. Some of those people think like that, but oh boy, let something not go according to plan, or like how they imagine it going, and suddenly hell breaks loose. So that's also very crazy. But as you said, just try to focus on the positive side of things, and not let the negativity come towards me.
Well, that's great. It's great to get your insight. Yeah, and I think that's talking about the esports scene. That's definitely something that whatever discipline you're in, or whatever sim or game you're playing, you can learn from that. I was looking through your Instagram. I see it's about equestrian, horses are in there, filming at Schalke, being in front of a Porsche itself, League of Legends players, opening Gamescom, which you mentioned. You met Steffi Harm as well, competing in European truck racing. You said she was inspirational. It's just brilliant to look at all of the things you've done. But you're normally the person who asks the questions. So the real question is, Melly, are you ready for your quick fire round questions?
I think so. Bring it on.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go then. Let's get straight into there. I'll set the timer as we get into this. Your first question starts with, you can only choose one game to play forever. What would it be?
Counter-Strike.
Okay. No mucking around. Best tournament you ever played in?
ESWC 2007.
Person who has inspired you the most?
Oh, dear Lord. So many people. Like, I don't pick out a single role model. I'm sorry. But Michael Meredith Beerbaum, I think.
Okay, good choice. Favorite snack?
I like gummy bears.
Wow, good choice. Particular favorite color?
Red. And white.
Good choice. What? White gummy bears?
Yeah. I love them.
Okay.
You have to leave them and let them dry out. But okay, go on. Next.
Okay. Gaming idol.
I have to be like a gaming idol, Heaton.
One thing you'd like to do but you haven't had time for?
Oh dear Lord. I don't know. I kind of want to go bungee jumping, but I kind of don't. So I think bungee jumping.
Well, you want your eyes to stay in a socket. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What's your dream job?
I'm living the dream, Tom. I'm living the dream.
Salute to that. Amen. Favorite place in the world?
In front of a camera and on my horse. Sometimes both. Yeah.
Horses or gaming?
That's not a nice question, but I think
isn't, is
I
it?
have
It's
to
really
go
tough.
with the horses.
Okay.
Because
all
I
right.
wouldn't.
And finally,
Yeah.
finally, if you could eliminate one vegetable from existence, what would it be?
I love all vegetables. I don't have a single one that I don't like.
You have to choose one.
Quick
fire round.
Oh dear Lord, vegetable. Oh God. I don't even know the English word for it. I don't even know the German word for it. I forgot the Turkish one as well, but I have it like in it's like
It's fine.
Wait a second,
it's
bamya.
fine.
Bamya is it the Turkish word, and okra.
Okra, ladies' fingers. All right, okay.
Yeah.
They're called ladies' fingers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ladies' fingers.
Right.
There we go.
Okay.
In Turkish, it's
Congratulations.
bamya.
Bamya.
Yeah.
Every day is a school day. Bamya. Okay, there you go. Ladies' fingers. Brilliant. Amazing. That was your quick fire questions. That turned into something different. And I love that. You never know what you're going to get, which is pretty much what hosting is like. And I know you know all about this. You just have to go with the flow sometimes. Sports journalist award winner. I know that. I've done my research. Everyone at the moment, and this was pointed out, seems to say that everyone can be an esports host. I'd like your thoughts on that, please, m3lly. Why you would disagree with that?
Why I would disagree with that?
Or agree with it?
I'm a person, I think, like, if you have a goal in mind and if you like put the effort in and if you work really hard and don't take anything for granted or don't if you're just willing to put in the extra mile, you can achieve everything you want to do. And if you want to be an esports host, if you love esports, if you want to like add to the shows with your expertise, with your work, then go and try it. But keep in mind that stepping into the limelight is not as flashy and shiny as it looks like, because I had shows that take on over like 12 to 16 hours sometimes. You're working long days, and you're not only working a single day, you usually work over 3 to 4 days, and sometimes even like if you go to the exhibitions like Gamescoms or IFAs, like Gamescom is 5 days and IFA is 6 or 7 days, and you have to get up every morning with way too less sleep, because usually the productions go like overtime. Esports has that issue sometimes, but you have to keep in mind that you have to go long hours without sleep in a very stressful environment. You have to be in a good mood, because you're the face of it. You have to transport those happy vibes over to your audience. You have to deal with things like screaming producers in your ears while you talk, and you have to deal with mopey pro players that just lost the game and they don't want to do the interview, but you have to get your questions out to them and you have to make them speak. Like you have to know that it's not that like a lot of people see my pictures and like the behind the scenes content, and what I get is, oh m3lly, the only thing you do is holding a microphone and smile pretty. That's basically it. I love your job and I love doing it as well. It's like, okay, but you know that I'm there 2 hours before the production starts, and I'm usually the last one to leave, because we always have like a debrief after the productions. So when everyone else has already tuned out and turned off the computer, I still have to work. And after discussing the show, the production that we just did, I have to prepare the next day, because usually you can't prepare too early, because you know the results from the first day go into the storylines of the second day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go to bed like 3 hours before I get up, and I have to be like all happy and bubbly and absolutely positive. And the good thing is like I'm built that way. So I'm a person that has very little issue with like very less sleep, very little sleep, and a lot of stress. But you have to keep in mind that it is a very stressful environment, and even if everything like goes into the and hits the fan and everything bursts into flames, you still have to be on stage and say, "Hi, welcome to the second day of." You name it, and be all happy about it. And there's like the happiest place. You're standing right there, and your producer is screaming to you, "m3lly, don't hand over. They're not ready. They're not ready." I was like, yes, we have a lovely day ahead of us. So many amazing matches, and the players are almost ready, guys. But before we jump into the game, let's talk about this. Yeah, continue, m3lly. Let's keep on talking another 30 minutes. When you're like, 30 minutes, I have to fill 30 minutes. All right, God, let's talk about things.
I'm laughing here and smiling, m3lly, because I think what I was really saying, and you've answered it perfectly. I think you explain how to be a good host. You explain the challenges of being a host. It's that misconception that it's easy to be an esports host and that anybody can do it. But I think you've proved perfectly there that it is very difficult. I don't know if you have that thing when you go to sleep after you've had an earpiece in for the whole show, you can still hear voices until the next day.
And the bumpers and everything. Like Gamescom is like madness. The first day off is usually I wake up at the time I wake up at production days is around 6 a.m. So, and I'm a night owl, so I don't go to bed before 3 or 4. And usually like that means very little sleep for me, as already mentioned, but on the other hand, it's my own fault. I could go to bed earlier, but on the other side, there are so many exciting things on the internet to do. So why sleep, you know? So usually the first day after like a big tournament that goes over a couple days or even more, I wake up at 6 a.m. sharp and jump out of bed and start running into the bathroom, trying to get me ready. And then on the way to the bathroom, I realize, oh, it's my off day. But at that point, I'm already so full of adrenaline that I can't go back to sleep, you know? And it's crazy. And when I lie in bed, I hear like the music, the intro songs and the bumper songs and everything. So, but also what's really, really bad and very underestimated as well is the post-event depression. Like when a good event is over, that is really hard. When you're back at home and everything is quiet and you're like, but I used to be on stage yesterday and we had so much fun and this is my day off and I'm supposed to enjoy it, but I'm not.
Listen, m3lly, there's so many things that resonate with me that you're saying right now. And I want all the viewers that are watching Nitro Nights to know right now, you got one of the hardest working esport hosts out there. And that's just a snippet of it. Listen, we come to the end of the show, m3lly. It's so great to have you on board to give people a flavor of what their sort of sim racing community is like, and also find out what it takes to be a host. I hope you've enjoyed it and you didn't mind the quickfire round too much.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Well, listen, thank you very much to m3lly, our guest today. For you guys as well, don't forget to subscribe to Nitro Nights and follow us on Twitter so you can stay up to date with all of the latest. We'll be back on Wednesday as m3lly points towards where you should subscribe and comment and everything. Listen, in the meantime, stay safe and we'll see you on the next episode of Nitro Nights. Take care.